What really attracted me to him wasn't only how he was good looking, because he was, but he was very, very funny and very smart. About 4 to 5 months in the relationship with Juan, he began to be a very jealous person. He's like, if you really, really loved me and cared for me, you would talk to me and not your friends. You know, he wanted my password for MySpace, Facebook. Also, taking my phone away from me, looking through my phone, like every day when I went to school, he would take my cell phone during the day, and he would give it to me by the end of the day, when he dropped me back off at home. Juan and I dated for 2 years, total. I knew that every time he kept saying, baby, I'll change. I want to be different. It's going to be different. I can't do it without you. Please stay with me. In time, those promises they just didn't mean anything to me anymore. I'm so drained. I'm not the person I used to be. I feel lost. I don't see 5 years with him. I don't see forever with him. And I called him and I broke up with him. I told him that I just can't do it anymore. It was Juan. Juan was out there. He grabbed me and slammed me on my bed. And then he asked me for another chance. He asked me to go back out with him, that he loves me. And I told him, I'm sorry, but no, I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm not even in love with you anymore. It's over, it's done. So he was like, okay, fine. And he grabbed this coat and he took out 2 kitchen knives. Then he put one on my chest and one on my throat. And he told me, give me another chance or I'm going to kill you. Then I'm going to kill myself. And I told myself, tell him what he wants to hear and maybe he won't hurt you. So I told him that fine, we're back together. Just put him down. So that's when he put the knives down. He started talking to me like nothing ever happened. Then he went for a kiss. I lightly pushed him off and said, no, just stop. But he wouldn't stop. The next day in school, I had first period class was gym class. And I hung out with 2 girls. They asked me what was wrong with me and I started crying. And I ended up telling them that Juan raped me and I didn't know what to do about it. So they told me, of course, that I had to tell someone, that I had to call the police. And at first I was too afraid to do it, but something in me just told me that I had to do something. And the police officers came in, told them what happened, and I believe it was a few hours after that Juan got arrested while I was going to the hospital. I felt relieved actually because he wasn't out in the street. I knew that he wasn't going to hurt me or anyone else. The feeling changed after 4 days of his arrest because he was let out on house arrest. I tried to convince myself that while he was on house arrest, nothing would happen since he had an ankle bracelet on, but I was wrong. Something didn't feel right, but I just ignored the feeling because I was feeling that way for 2 long weeks, and I just basically thought, I'm just paranoid, I'm fine, everything's okay. Then I walked up to my car. Something moved on my left side. And I took a look. I saw someone come out from the back of my garage, dressed in all black. And then he pulled out a shotgun. Juan had already shot me in the face. And my grandmother, I hear her screaming my name. My hair was long at the time and it was covering my face. And she's trying to get the hair out of my face. And next thing I know, she just starts screaming. And then she's asking me, who did this to you? Who did this to you? And with all the energy I had, I said, Juan did it. The doctors in the emergency room basically told my family that half of my lower face was gone and that there was a high chance that I would not make it. And so my family were actually prepared for the worst. And I was prepared for the worst. I have had about 9 to a dozen surgeries. It took about 4 years now that I look the way I look today. The main surgery to reconstruct me a new jaw was actually a month after the incident when they did the big surgery, which was obviously a big success. I still have more surgery to go through, but it's very slow. It's a slow process. I just want to basically tell these girls that are going through abusive relationships that you need to get out of it early. Don't let it get to being physical. I hate when people ask, why does she stay? Because that's the wrong question we should be asking. The question we should ask is, why is he being that way? People tend to judge the victim when we should be pointing the finger at the perpetrator.